Hi, let's talk a little bit about numerology and Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. So, Judge Brown Jackson is probably one of the most qualified candidates to ever be nominated for the Supreme Court. So, Judge Brown Jackson was born September 14th, 1970, which makes her a 22 life path in numerology. The 22 in numerology is considered to be like a really powerful, kind of mystical number. It's called a master number. Someone who holds master number energy, it's sort of like there's a lot of potential there. Not everyone can sort of rise to meet the challenge of that number. The 22 specifically is considered to be the master builder, and it is sort of like a combination of the sort of idealist visionary of the 11, and it sort of gives it this sort of practical energy, the ability to build something long lasting. And people who hold 22 energy quite oftentimes can be really kind of masters of self-discipline, the ability to have almost like superhuman ability to really get shit done. And 22 can often be associated with visionary or humanitarian energy. Also, if you reduce 22 down to its single digit 4, 4 represents, hard work, but it also represents law, which is very literal in this case, as well as honesty and ethics. So if we look at the rest of her numerology chart, we would actually go to her birth name. And when you add up the letters in her birth name, you get a 19-1 in numerology. The 1 is quite an ambitious number in numerology. It's often about leadership. It often has to do with inner strength. It's not going to have a problem going toe-to-toe with other people. 1 is also associated with the trailblazer archetype. And given that it's a 19-1 in numerology, this represents a soul lesson. So if you find 19-1 in a numerology chart, this can really indicate experiences where the person may feel powerlessness at some point in their life, or having to develop their confidence, having to develop their inner strength and voice. And this can often translate into advocating for others who do not have a voice themselves, because they themselves have experienced that at some point or another. Also, when you look at her cycles in her chart, she entered into an 8 pinnacle last year in 2021. A pinnacle is almost like a season of life in numerology, and an 8 can kind of indicate a rise to power. And an 8 cycle can kind of coincide with an improvement in one's status, gain in professional life, or achievement in some way. That same year was her one personal year, a year of new beginnings. And in that year, she was nominated for the United States Court of Appeals by President Biden that year. And given that she is in an 8 cycle for many more years to come, I feel like it's safe to say that she's going to have a powerful influence over our judiciary system.